While the Iowa caucus might not have a lot of delegates compared to other states, many say it sets the tone for the rest of the race for the White House. News 8's Jenna Webster was covering the caucus all day yesterday and now joins us live from Des Moines, up bright and early for us. Good morning, Jenna.
Good morning, Devin. Yeah, we've been here in Des Moines since yesterday watching these results come in. But before we kind of talk about those results and breaking them down, I do want to mention one thing, and that is that, these 2024 caucuses, we have not talked about what happened 4 years ago. 4 years ago when it was the Democrats deciding between their wide pool of candidates. We were waking up on this morning not knowing who had won the Iowa caucuses. All those candidates went to New Hampshire, not knowing who the official winner was. There was chaos that night, a reporting failure in the app system, and it wasn't until about almost 24 hours later that even partial results started being released. A very different story this morning. Last night, we came on at 10 o'clock and we knew all 99 counties, most of them were reporting. And actually, let's talk about the results, because last night at 10 o'clock, we had a map up behind me and every single county was very red. They were all signaling for Donald Trump. There is one slight change overnight. One county, Johnson County, Nikki Haley comes, is triumphant there by one vote. So, I think for her campaign, you kind of talk about, if you want to talk about, being that second place finisher, wanting to be competitive with Trump, having a stronger showing there, I think is, what her campaign is looking for, even though she ended up coming in second place behind Ron DeSantis. The other thing about the Iowa caucuses is that, especially when it comes to the Republicans, they have not historically always picked the president. They don't always pick the winner. There's this idea of Iowa is not the kingmaker. It separates the contenders from the pretenders, and that's exactly what we saw last night with Vivek Ramaswamy. His fourth place finish, he ended up dropping out of the race and endorsing Donald Trump. But again, this is a very different race this year with Donald Trump winning with those historic margins. But Ron DeSantis coming in second and Nikki Haley coming in third, despite their very far finishes from him. They still remain pretty optimistic about their campaigns. Take a listen.
Because of your support, in spite of all of that they threw at us, everyone against us, we've got our ticket punched out of Iowa.
I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
So, despite all the indictments, despite January 6th,
I don't know if you can totally call it a two-person race at this point in Iowa, but as you head into New Hampshire, it is more of a two-person race between Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. The latest polls from ABC's 538 project, that's the average of kind of polling in that state, shows that Nikki Haley is 13 points behind Donald Trump. She is polling better there than she did in Iowa, that 30% compared to the 20% going in. So we'll see what happens there. There's 22 delegates up for grabs right now. Of Iowa's 40 delegates, Trump did select 20 of them last night that are guaranteed for him. We'll continue to follow this throughout the morning. But for now, guys, back to you.
All right, Jenna, thank you. Meanwhile,